another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comforts together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling.
It's so good to hear you, baby. I miss you too.
All right. Kumsunda Sade. Okay. Ooh, I'm knocking over my computer. Lord. Samadika. Okay. All right, baby. Goodbye. Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, honey. Hello. I had to finish this call because this is my sister, Miss Lorraine Charday Baskerville, and she lives in Thailand. And I have been trying to find her. She had done a couple of conferences for me for Detroit's Black Gay Pride, and she was a transgender advocate and things of that nature, honey. She had been living in Thailand for the last 17 years, and I just so happened to see her online, and child, I immediately sent her instant message. And so we was calling us. I was trying to end the call before we got started. So that was me ending the call, honey. But I had to take that. But darlings, hello. What's your tea, honey? What is your tea, darlings? Honey, I know you have all of your compass together because, darlings, you know what time it is, honey. It's time to dish tea. And you are dishing tea, darlings. With Big Meat, honey. What's happening? Listen to me very carefully, baby. Today is a don't come out of, well, I said what I said Sunday. I always say don't come out of a bag. But, and I'm telling y'all, do not come out of a bag on us up in here. Listen, I'm sensitive, and you might get cussed the fuck out, literally. Okay, if you come up in here wrong, because I'm not in for the games, and I'm not in for it. And carrying on, you understand? But this is the time where I allow you the opportunity to come up in here and speak your piece, baby. I want you to speak your piece and to talk. We could talk about anything that's on your mind, honey. You're coming up in here, you have 5 minutes, okay? 5 whole entire minutes to say whatever's on your mind. Now, listen, there's some caveats here. If you come in, I don't need you to be in your feelings. Okay, and what I mean by that is I speak your passion or whatever, but you need to be able to be challenged. Okay, if someone disagrees with you or have a question, be aware enough to where, if we challenge your thoughts, honey, you're able to stand on your own. Okay, but if you decide to come crazy and come out of left field somewhere or do whatever this thing is that you think you're going to call yourself doing up in here, bitch, you will be dealt with immediately. And I'm saying it like that because, like I said at the top of this thing, honey, I'm not in for the shenanigans. I'm not in for the bullshit. I'm not in. Okay? Point blank, exclamation point. Okay? Bam. Okay. So having said all that, women, let me go to the Facebook page. Those of you who are on Facebook, I want to put the link up in here on the Facebook as well. Those of you who are looking on YouTube and et cetera, honey, the links are already there. And all you need to do is go click on the link and it'll get you backstage and you'll be sitting there, honey, until let me start that over. You'll be there until I come and get you. Okay. But do know that I can see you. You probably can't see me, but I can see you if you are in the DUI. Okay, there we go. Facebook. Okay. There you have it. You have the link. If you guys want to come up here in the link and we can talk about it, okay? Yeah. Okay. So, having said all that, what's on your mind, America? Or any other parts of the world, honey, because we have y'all listening in and tuning in from India. Oh, excuse me, from India and Turkey and Bangladesh. We got folks listening in Bangladesh. We got folks listening in Turkey. We got folks listening in Russia. We got folks listening in Barcelona and all down in the Southern American regions and carrying on. And so it's a good thing, honey. So if you want to come on up in here and talk and things of that nature, I implore you. Now, again, I'm going to continue to say this. Do not come up in here being crazy and stupid and silly. Okay, because that's not what we do over here. We're not going to entertain any of all that. Y'all know one of my things is negative behavior does not get rewarded. Okay, and many of you who want to come up in here being a little that way, you're going to try to come in and want to get your little 15 minutes or whatever, try to get your little clickbait up and carrying on, and just try to troll at things for the simple fact of, you're trying to create content. Okay, yeah, content. Okay, so I'm not in for that. I got a shitload of content up in here. Okay. Okay. So be that as it may. Hey, Road, what's going on, sweetheart? What's up with you? And then we got the Princess Leia up in here as well. Okay. All right. So now, listen, there's some things. I'm hoping Miss Marla comes up in here because I know she wanted to continue the discussion that we were having about the Travis Scott, Houston, Texas incident. What's the name of the damn festival? The Astro whatever festival, Astro World, or however. I don't know. I didn't concentrate on the name of the festival. Astro World Fest. Okay. But in any event, she wanted to come in and to discuss that. But I want to let me go here for a second because something came out today. I ended up going to Big Red's church. I know if y'all was watching the show, yesterday's show, he gave me the invitation, and I'm like, well, if you're not ready, I'm not gonna push you, and carrying on. But I got up, so and my mother was just on me all last night and this morning and carrying on. I was up like about 6 o'clock this morning. Again, having fallen asleep in the damn chair. I wasn't trying to. I was up watching my programming, and then next thing I know, I was waking up. So it wasn't my goal to fall asleep. It just that I was just ready to do the thing, right? So what ended up coming out, the messages actually, because the overseer, the apostle, was being commemorated today. Today was his pastor's appreciation and things of that nature, right? So I'm like, okay, cute. Now for my taste, honey, it just ran a little bit too long. But that's because we have people, when you give people the opportunity to talk. Now, y'all know I teach this, so I'm good. Because what happens is everybody is not as articulate as I would like for them to be, but that's okay. And what happens is you'll get a lot of people who, when they grab the microphone, they go round robin. Okay, they're gonna go over the wilderness, through the woods, to the grocery store, whip back around to Aunt Maddie's house, go down the street to see Uncle John, just to come back to the house to use the bathroom. Okay, and get to the point. So, that there was that. And I understand it because oftentimes a lot of it is nerves because a lot of people don't like to speak in front of, large crowds. Other times it is that because folks are wanting to be so appreciative and they have so much to say to where everything about the journey becomes important. They have to tell you that, you know, when I was a little girl and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And I had on the pink dress with temper curls and things. And mama had made me some sweet tea that morning because I remember it was sweet tea and we had some cornbread. And we were just sitting on the porch waiting on the church bus to come because we was on our way to church. Okay, now that part of the story becomes important, okay, to them because they're trying to lay the foundation of the story, okay? But what came out, one of the messages that had come out is, well, you know, I teach the one about the overflow. The overflow was good, but it was the second part of that was dynamic. And that there is, when you're in your overflow season, can't nobody move you. It's hard to move when you're in overflow. Let me give you an example. Okay. Well, I'm gonna talk it through because I'm not going. This ain't gonna do it because I don't have the bowl here. As I'm thinking about it, I was going to use the demonstration, but let me just talk you through it. I want you to go to your kitchen and turn your faucet on. Okay. Put the glass up under the faucet because, like, you're finna get a glass of water. Okay. Let the cup fill, and then let it continue to fill. What happens when it gets to the top? It starts to run over, right? Now imagine you putting that same cup in a bowl or a saucer, right? And for this case, we had a saucer. So, you know, if you put it in a saucer, the overflow gets collected in the saucer, okay? You know how you do with potted plants when you overwater the plant and then you got all that reserve in the plant, okay? And it catches in the bottom. And so you have to wait because if you try to move it, you're going to make a mess of everything. And okay, until something comes in to sop it up. And usually in a plant, when the water or the soil starts to dry out, it then starts to suck up the water as needed, right? As needed. So the same thing here. The secondary message that came was, if you're in your overflow season, you won't be able to move unless somebody is coming to gain from that and to sop you up. They got to sop up that overflow in order not to make a mess anywhere, right? And I thought about that. I was like, oh, now that's real good. That there is real good because, you know, I always say that when you give, honey, you're supposed to give from the overflow because what's in the cup is yours. Okay, when you start to give from the cup and don't replenish, see, that's when you start to decrease. But when you give from the overflow, okay, the cup is always full because the overflow is the surplus. And I always say that the overflow is not yours. Okay, does that make sense? Yes, you may be the guardian of it, but the overflow ain't yours. The overflow is for you to go out. And that's what you bless the children with, honey. That's what you use to give to charities. That's what you use to help family members out and kid on. Y'all know the ones that's always asking for $20 here and there or need help with the bills and expect you to do it because you got it. And then another part that came out was you have to be careful with who you sow a seed into. Now, y'all know I say it this way. Every seed planted has a harvest time unless it is planted in barren soil. Okay. If the soil ain't got no nutrients in it, okay, it's clay. It is dried up clay. Like, you can still do something with it, but you can't grow no flowers. You can't grow no plant, and nothing can take root in it. See, the clay, this is where the clay becomes pottery. See, you got to take the clay and mold and shape it. That's a whole nother angle. That's a whole nother responsibility. That's a whole nother do-I-did-it. Okay. But when you're trying to plant a seed, okay, in order for it to take root and to grow, okay, every planted seed has a harvest time except for when it's in barren soil. Okay. So having said all that, when you in your overflow, so can't nothing shake you, can't nothing move you, can't nothing get in the way of anything. As a matter of fact, let's look at y'all when y'all at tax time. How about that? When you get that big old income tax check, you get the big check. Okay, what y'all do with the stimulus? Okay, when y'all had all this coin, honey, all this coin, you had no worries in the world, didn't you? You went through, you bought the Jordans and things. You went on it because you had it, and you bought the $200 Jordans, didn't you? You bought that $500 television because you could. It was no worries about it, was it? And that there is the mindset. When you in your overflow, there are no worries. The problem is that we don't become responsible with the overflow because oftentimes we get misguided. Okay, we get misguided. We get frivolous. I like that word, frivolous. Okay. And then in the times that we're frivolous, we then lose judgment and discernment. Because see there, and Lord knows, I'm not telling you what I know, honey. I mean what I heard. I'm telling y'all what I know. You know, because then you get caught up, and instead of listening to spirit, you go on tradition. You going on, oh, what would the WWJD, what would Jesus do, honey? And then you thinking you buying yourself into heaven. And this is, and y'all know we in that season, honey. This is that time of the year. I call it the buy my way into heaven season. Okay. Now all of a sudden it's important for you to give to the needy and carrying on, and to make sure the homeless is I still don't understand handing out blankets in the wintertime to homeless children. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. You understand that that's such an oxymoron to me. If you can find money to get damn blankets, honey, why in the hell haven't we found ways to heat up some of these old schools and carrying on to get these folks off the street? You're going to get them a damn blanket to wrap up in all the cold. But okay, that's a whole nother thing. Now is that time of the season. Now all of a sudden the children, honey, who feel as though, oh, this is the time where we go and help those underprivileged. Okay, this is the time when you're doing God's work, quote unquote. Yeah, I'm on the soapbox. Y'all ain't liking this. The number, some of y'all are leaving because see, you know what? When we get to talking about this kind of stuff, I realize that y'all don't like it when I do here. See, y'all like it when I'm cussing and fussing and carrying on, but I'm trying to get something real, tangible here. And those of you who may not believe, or you may not believe in spirit the way that I'm doing it, and you claim to be atheist or agnostic or whatever, see, you say it like this. What you say is, fuck that shit. Okay? I'm sitting up here. If I don't work, I don't motherfucking eat. Okay? I don't have time to sit down here and trying to give somebody something that I ain't got. Shit, if I ain't got it, you ain't got it. How the fuck I'm gonna give you some money if I'm sitting up here I'm out here on the ground, I'm out here on my hustle. I can't give you what I ain't got. And hell yeah, I don't work for this. What the fuck I'm gonna give you this time? I work for it. Get your ass up to go get a job. Work for yours. Nigga, why the fuck I got to give you mine? See, that's how you would say it, right? We both saying the same thing. We both saying the same thing. Okay. But my homies are carrying on. See, this is where you go. See, when you got it, see, you go fast with the homies, right? You gonna sit down there, we gonna pull one for the homies and shit. See, you get your crew together. So y'all go fire up and carry on together, right? See, instead of you going to buy a dime bag, see, now you going to buy the whole fucking quarter, right? So everybody could get a blunt and carrying on. See all that. Why? When you go to the club, you go flossing so everybody can get bottles and y'all popping bottles at the club, right? Why? Because this is what it is. This is how you let the children know that you got a little coin. Right? Ain't that your overflow? You know, upgraded. Right? You done elevated. You leveled up. Huh? Come on up in here, Red, because I see you shaking your head.
Well, everything that you spoke on, I'm going to have to get real grungy tonight. The Lord forgive me.
Do your thing, baby.
People, your people, right?
Come on.
They live for now, yesterday, and 10 minutes ago.
Oh, was it? And 10 minutes ago, right? Right.
And when you use something like a statement, status quo, in a white neighborhood, that is putting coin up that is going to cause a residual income that's gaining some type of revolving interest for realistic gain. But when you come over here to Ray Ray Avenue and you say status quo is you have it, you flaunt it, you spend it. See, popping bottles only lasts for a day.
Ooh.
But ticker tape investments can last you a lifetime.
Well,
knowing the laws of averages instead of living for now, you think you can sit up here and get rich off of popping a substance off today. You're not rich. You're stupid. You're not. That don't make you rich because you just sold. I sold $50 in marijuana today, but I smoked $60 and I drank 30 more.
Right.
You're losing.
Right.
It's called the reverse hustle. Yeah, I call it the Millennium Bus Stop. One more step, all y'all freeze. One big step, you broke again.
Would you say it one more time? I want you to say that loud enough for the folks in the cheap seats.
Well, everybody up top in the nosebleeds that smoked up their own product, let me explain this to you. That place you got that product from, he's going to want his money. You can't regurgitate smoke and turn it back into doggone a substance. You can't roll it up after you smoke it.
Oh, wait a minute. Press pause. That child said you cannot regurgitate smoke. Wait a minute. I got to put that. That's a banner. Wait a minute. Hold up. I got to let that roll across the. That's got to roll.
You take this man's product, you smoke it up, and when he's ready for his money, what you think? You can spit the smoke back up and turn it back into a solid and sell it? No. And another thing too, you little young, little stupid idiots, please stop living your life as if it was Grand Theft Auto.
Well,
you're not going to get another life. Hold the Ray Ray vision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not your Ray Ray vision. You know what? Stop.
Yeah, but it's like, this is what I don't understand. Okay. You got two bulls, right?
Right.
You got two bulls sitting at the top of the hill, right? And you look down there and they see all them beautiful calves down there, them girls down there just grazing and flapping their tails. So that little millennium bull is going, Pops, you said we can get down today. You said I can break my virginity. Let's run down there and just let's run down there and fuck one of them bulls. One of them
right.
kids. Come on, let's run down there. Come on, Pops. Come on, you said today. Pops grabbed him by the horns and set him down and said, son, why don't we just walk down and fuck them all? See, y'all too busy chasing the $1 bill when you need to be chasing the residual income. Because being rich don't pay no bills. But being wealthy will feed generations.
Here's what we need, and I've been looking to get. I need Black financial advisors to come on the show, and I stress that because as much as I love Susie Orman,
the oxymoron statement, Black people gain this knowledge and they don't share it with their own.
Exactly. I love Susie Orman, and I love those. Clark, what's his name, Clark Hansen or whatever on WJBK. Doesn't know Clark Howard. I'm Clark Howard. Yeah, Clark Howard. um, you know, they share this information and carrying on. But what we need, I've been saying this, is that we need financial literacy to be taught as early as we do when we start teaching kids about penny, dime, nickel, quarter.
And,
Dollar.
that's great. But guess what, Meech? This is an Afro-American media set. I'm sure that there's a budget that they're going to want to charge us to come on here and teach these things to our Afro-American counterparts or our mixed counterparts, because a majority of them are Afro-American that do watch us. But I promise you, if the Tonight Show call them, they're going on for free.
Now say, okay, so you've been open up a door, because I'm not
been open my whole life. I've been able to
right. I'm not going to call their names right now, because I've had prominent people who I've been trying to bring on the show, right, because of their credentials. They've been on, you know, the Oprahs and carried on. They've been there. But their publicist sat down there. Every time I said, okay, let me get this particular person, he would sit down there. Okay. But listen, let me push this one on here because he's not available right now. I got this dynamic, such and so, right? And every time we kept turning around, honey, I would say, okay, I need this person. You giving me this person. And that's not what the fuck I said. And so one day I said, listen, sweetie, I said, just cut the chase, honey. I'm not big enough for him, am I? He paused. I said, you ain't got to say it. I said, because every time I ask you for this particular person, you come giving me that. I didn't say I wanted that. I said I wanted this. Okay. I said, but don't sugarcoat this thing and piss on my leg and tell me that, oh, you just spilled Kool-Aid, bitch. No, we're not going to do that. Yeah. Okay, we're not going to do that. Just tell me what the real is, and I'll leave them the fuck alone. Now, here's where it is. Do you know I would sit down there and Instagram him one-on-one and be like, listen, let me get you to come on my show. Now, he would say yes to me. But then I got the publicist to say something else. So right. It's like, okay, here we go. Shows like this, you know, we got a lot of bad rapping carrying on because we have so many people who are able to create content, okay? And because of that, we got a lot of bullshit out there that does not necessarily feed. Oh, no, let me take that back. No, it feeds, but just like sugar, it has no nutrients, it has no substance. But shows like ours, where we're trying to give information, we have to fight through and weed through and carry on, and then we're fighting for this and fighting for that. Okay. In order to be seen and to be heard and to gain momentum and this, that, and the other. And it's a sad state to where those who have the information, and we said, you come use my platform, honey, use my platform to let's disseminate this information, because I'm coming at it from twofold. You know, and as an ally, you know, my primary goal is to my community, right?
Correct.
My community is me as a Black man, me as a member of the same gender. I'm going to adopt that from Dr. Cleo Managa. Remember when we had him on the show? And he coined that. He says same gender loving, because LGBT is so politicized now. And it's such a white thing to where now to say LGBT, we get lumped up under it, and then we get the short end of the stick always, because they get all the money, we get all the goddamn marching and carrying on, and they do it off of our backs. So here we're trying to get information to help all of my people. But my people are the ones that want to give me grief, want to give me you know, we got to go through there, and then you want to sit down there and tell me, well, how come you always want to ask for something for free? If I was the white person, I didn't ask you for free. I said, would you come on? But we don't pay over here. Now, if you have an honorarium, let me know these things so that I can sit down here and find out what we could do to bring you on. But on this particular platform, no, an honorarium is not going to be given here. But if I need you live, and I say, listen, come on in, I'll put you up in the hotel or this, that, and the other. What's your honorarium? Let me see if we can work this. That's a whole separate issue. But if you just sit down here and give us the basics, so that then say, well, come to my website or whatever, because I have a course over here, blah, 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 blah. And we're trying to sit down and learn what it is that we need to do. We need the basic shits, the basic skill sets to say, okay, this is what this is. If we're talking about wealth, the term generational wealth, I'm starting to put that into the category of political agenda, because now that's a tagline. See, black folks that claim they want to be into some money and shit, oh, we trying to create generational wealth. Like, well, we trying to create bitch, no, you trying to make wealth, period. Damn generational wealth right now, honey. You trying to sit down there and you trying to learn what the hell the finances are. You're trying to learn this thing. Tell me, I'm trying to create generational wealth. Bitch, stop.
Most people that say that just learn what residual income is.
Hello, and that's my point exactly. You just not learning the damn skill set. Bitch, you ain't practiced nothing. What the hell are you talking about?
First and foremost, the number one untaught financial skill or mindset in the urban communities is the laws of averages. They make sure that you don't learn the laws of averages because they want you to be all about now, because all about now gets them their tax money. It's called the overlay for the underlay. Okay, that's what we call it in Chicago. Everything is a slick financial setup to gain taxes any way you can, by any means necessary.
Well,
that's what it is. Black Friday. Why it ain't White Friday?
You know what? No, you know what? Here's where it is. Here's where it is. I said this to someone, to one of my power, to the people children, that baby, they were forward. I said, have you ever noticed that the three most important colors in this country are black, red, and green?
Facts.
Okay, those are the three most important colors. Why? Because when you're in the black, that's the only time black is good in this motherfucking country. Is because that means that all of the decimals add up, all the zeros are right, everything is adding up.
Everything is profitable.
Okay, when you're in the red, that means that you got deficits.
Yeah,
okay, you got liabilities, honey. That means we have a problem. And of course, the green is the prosperity. That's the money.
Yep.
Now, how is it that those three colors are the three most important colors here in this particular country? And those are the same three colors that represent the African flag. That's the whole continent. That represents. We keep talking about how black and proud we are, but yet we don't even pay attention to those particular symbols. And when and Buck say and gold. Come on now, which is the other color that represents one of the countries over there on the mother continent.
The mother. Okay? All things are birthed from a mother.
Okay. How about that? Wait a minute. Michael, what you say, baby? Unfortunately, too many black folks would rather look rich instead of building generational wealth. Listen, that's because I'm going to tell y'all something that I understand the little colloquialism. At the same time, this is one of the ones that gets us in trouble, because we always say, fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. But see, here's where this is. And I said this, and I've shared this story one time with you guys before. And I'm gonna call his name Munson Steed. Okay, he is the creator and the executive director and stuff over there at Rolling Out Magazine. Okay, I met him years ago, right when I first started doing Dishing Tea with Big Meech on Blog Talk Radio Network. So I met him. He come to the hotel and blah 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 blah. He was a regular there at the time. And at this particular time, Blackberries were the phone. Okay, now it's iPhone, but Blackberry was the damn phone. Okay. And we always used to race because he never would always have a charger. So, he would tip $20 here and there to get a charger from somebody who left a charger behind. So I would always keep Blackberry chargers in the stash, honey, so I go get the little $20. Well, I had invited him to come onto the show. Right. I'm like, listen, I just started my show, blah, 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 blah. I would love to interview you. And he said, oh, okay, cool, bro, cool. Let me get your number. You take mine. So he pulls out his phone. I pull out mine. I had a little Samsung, something or another at the time, whatever it was. And he looked at my phone. Man, you ain't got no Blackberry? I said, why do I need a Blackberry? He said, you a businessman, ain't you? He said, how in the hell you want somebody to take you seriously with that kind of phone? And I looked.
And that same bullshit transferred to the iPhone.
Yeah. And so now I make this comparison. Y'all remember the movie The Associate with Whoopi Goldberg?
Okay.
Where she was the stockbroker or whatever, and because she was a woman, they didn't take her seriously, so she disguised herself as a man to get the clients or whatever. But when she stepped out on her own, she went to go build her office. So she had to get the right cigars, the right pictures, be in the right area to make sure that she was taken seriously. Okay. And that fake it till you make it shit. This is what folks do. We got a lot of folks that say they in business, honey, but they look the part, but they piss po ass broke. You done spent all of your damn starter money in trying to look like you got a goddamn company. And here you still on the motherfucking rotary phone in the office because of whatever the case may be. That fake it till you make it shit.
Hold on.
The bane of our existence because we're not doing it right.
In my business, Big Meech, there's a lot of guys. They so overly flossed, even the foreign cars they pull up to the shows in and rent it. Now, so
that part.
But here's the thing: when they want you to do a branded marketing or promotional package for them, and you are discussing their needs based on what they're trying to do, like what numbers are they trying to push, or what crowd they're trying to reach, or you know what I'm saying, exactly where they're trying to go. Are you trying to go all the way up to visuals, like shooting a video? When you adding all this together and getting what they say, and then you put it together and you turn around and say, okay, well, what type of budget are you working with? All of a sudden, this is the initial conversation. Yeah, I was in Lollapalooza, yeah, and I was at Orange Crush, and and me and my counterparts, my entourage, we went down there, we made a devastating impact on the stage, and we went down there, we had a fleet of cars down there, we pulled up on stage, we had girls, women. I've shot a few music videos here and there, and I'm really looking for somewhere I get some distribution and publishing and all that. And, okay, well, what type of budget you got?
Okay, crickets.
What the hell you went mute mouth for? Because just now you was talking all that bullshit that didn't matter.
Right.
I wouldn't give a fuck if you had a goddamn with the Casio motherfucking goddamn keyboard that you had since you was 3 years old.
Casio keyboard.
You know what? Right, I said with a motherfucking goddamn Tone Master tape player. I wouldn't give a fuck about none of that. What I give a fuck about is how much money do you have to invest in yourself? How the fuck do you want somebody else to invest in you or put time in you if you're not willing to invest in your goddamn self? And don't call yourself a motherfucking artist if you're not registered. Yes, I'm an artist. You registered with BMI ass cap CSAC? What's that? It's fucking fuck out of here.
Right. Okay. We don't study the craft. Okay, yeah, remember that movie? My dad also told me a story about how he used to occasionally mingle with some Capitol Hill lobbyists back in the 70s, and he learned all about the game, getting the right kind of cigar, liquor, etc. So your story made sense. Child, this is what we were taught. This is the quote-unquote the game that we're taught. Listen, hold up, wait. I got cussed out by my boss. Okay. No, wait a minute. Let me take that back. We cussed each other out because that motherfucker was not about to have the last say. Okay. And ever since then, I have not taken them company surveys, at the end of the year where they ask you your employee survey and want your opinion on shit. Well, I had taken one, and this is the first time I've actually taken one, right? And so they wanted my opinion. Okay. Well, I'm sitting up there, and then this is what got me in trouble because, when we talking amongst ourselves, in the lunchroom and carrying on or whatever, we all talk about this. So I wrote a statement. I wrote it out into a statement, right? Well, what I did not know at the time is that each particular department gets a score. So either you get 100% or whatever the case may be based on how the things were turned in. And what pissed me off about that, number one, was that these were supposed to be confidential. However, they ask you on the survey form what department you work in. Okay. So that's the first thing. Second thing is they know how many forms to expect from that department because they're not giving them out to the supervisors. So this ain't confidential, bitch. This here is anonymous, but ain't confidential. Okay. So I said my piece and carried on, and it became a whole big old ruckus. And my boss had a meeting with all of us. And what he did was he found my initial draft because I did it on the company computer. He took me to HR because HR was like, "Oh wow, well you must have had a lot of time on your hands because you did this here." I said, "What do you mean I must have had a lot of time on my hands? I'm sitting there watching cameras, honey. I know y'all say this was important. You asked me to fill this out, and I had a deadline, so I filled it out. And you asked for my opinion. Well, then that was me in HR. I get over here to my boss. This motherfucker sits up there and says, I don't appreciate you making my scores go down." I said, "What do you mean your scores going down? Well, what is this that you sitting up here saying about this, and this? You don't know how to play the game?" I said, "Let me tell you something on this side of motherfucking creation. My daddy's name is Larry Adams, first of all. He's in Detroit. I'm in motherfucking Atlanta. That's the second thing. Number three, he can't tell me what the fuck to say." I said, "He has never had control of this mouth and control of my motherfucking mind. And anytime you sit up here and try to stifle me in my opinion, because that's what you asked for, you're going to get exactly that, my opinion. You don't tell me what the fuck to say on these goddamn forums, nigga." And I said that. And I thought I was going to get fired. But we are in the conference room. We battling. No, you don't tell me what the fuck it is I'm supposed to say. The hell is this? Then why don't you fill out the goddamn form then? You fill it out since you got all power and gonna tell me what my opinion is supposed to be. And because of that, they put an evil taste in my mouth when it comes to the damn with those damn surveys. Okay. And so now again, when my tongue, I shared that to say this is grooming on how to play the game. The early bird catches the worm. You know, that there, it sounds cute. It sounds cute, but how is it that in this particular day and age where sleep is our greatest commodity, honey? Sleep, the doctors they tell you that all the time, honey. In order for your body to replenish, in order for you to be in your grandest health, that you need rest. But most of us are walking around on 2-3 hours worth of sleep. Nodding off here, nodding. Y'all know I'm a nod queen, honey. I'm nodding everywhere. Shit, I'm narcoleptic. Okay. Okay, because my body, the internal time clock is so far off, it's ridiculous. And then on top of that, trying to make sure that we getting this done, trying to make sure we get that done. I have been at this computer trying to type something and nodding at the computer. I done fell on the floor and knocked myself in the damn head off on the table, trying to sit down here and say, "Oh, and then fighting with myself because I know I'm a procrastinator on top of it. Okay, I could get easily distracted when I'm supposed to be doing something, and I get into that thing of, oh my God. Okay, so our greatest commodity is that, but everything in this world that's supposed to be for our benefit, that's supposed to be getting us the success, it depletes of our sleep, it depletes of our health. We wonder how everybody got stress and angina and all this other shit because we're doing too much on the job. Then they say, don't work for nobody else, work for yourself. Then I done got stressed out because trying to work for myself, trying to be the entrepreneur, trying to build a company. I got you motherfuckers say I need to fake it till I make it. So I done faked it here. And then I can't deliver because I did too much faking to what you didn't think I was real to begin with. Then my work is shitty and shoddy. So now what? So we back to square one. So these are some of the things that when we come a catch-22, we have got to learn how to prioritize and put this shit in some kind of order and to make it make sense. Make it make sense. How is it that we're supposed to have 8 hours of rest in order for our body to totally replenish. Out of 24 hours, that means the other 16 are supposed to be getting shit done, right? But you got to take out time for travel because you got to get to and from the damn places.
CPT kicks in. Black people don't count travel.
Okay, you got to count in travel time. So let's take off 4 of those hours. So now that leaves you down to 12. Okay, so now you got 12 hours to get some shit done. In order for you to make some sense of it, did you want to eat right? Now, you know we have eaten because we eating as we going. I'm hungry. You see, I got their Hershey's cakes right here because it's quick. Okay, and things of that nature. So we doing shit that's a deterrent and just destroying us, all in the name of faking it till we make it, trying to get the grind, trying to get the bag, and this, that, and the other. And we have not learned how to do this strategically, how to do it successfully, how to do it in a thing that's going to make sense. Let me see what Trent said. Trent, what you saying, baby? About generational wealth. It has taken me nearly 12 years to earn and keep 7 figures. I have so much further to go to ensure my grandchildren will never have to work. And I haven't even had my own children yet. Ha, 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 that part. I'm personally responsible, financially good now, but the work I do and money I earn from here on is for my future offspring. Okay, but catch what you're saying. You said from here on in, it took you 7 years to get to a point where you're saying, okay, I'm financially comfortable and I'm good. Now you're trying to get into your overflow season so that your overflow can start to stack and start to pool like the water in the flower bowl. Okay, so that you can have that for the future offspring and carrying on. Okay.
Right, but if you go on to the grandkids, if it's 7 years for yourself, I mean, the next 28 years, that's the only way you're going to create it if you redo the same thing.
How about that? How about that?
You got to remember, retirement used to be 15, then it turned to 20. Now it's 30 years.
Right.
Still today, you need a bullshit ass watch and a pat on the back.
But not the watch. The 25, 30-year watch that ain't even real. It's gold plated with a big face with the diamond chips around. It ain't even full carat. It's diamond little chips or diamonique. Okay.
With the Rolex like band.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That say thank you for your service. Really?
Yeah.
And you docked me from my pay because I'm 2 minutes late clocking in.
Yeah.
I got to put up with all your bullshit and your stress. I got to make sure you keep it up and running. Then you tell me I can't bring my family problems to the job and shit. But yet you want to go you want to go look at my Facebook pages and my Twitter accounts and this, that, and other to see if I'm a right fit for your company. You want to go look at my motherfucking credit score to see if I'm a right fit for your company.
We just had a discussion. You said something. We just had a discussion, and something you just said was in that discussion. This was yesterday. These companies tell you to leave your issues at the door.
Ooh, I'm a solo you. Let me turn the heat down because I'm sweating and carrying on. Go ahead.
When they say leave your issues at the door, we had come to the means that is a poor management move, because what you want to do is somebody can have some issues that are so overbearing. You want them to not come in and seek help through a place that's supposed to be some type of agent for them.
Right.
You want them to come in and, okay, we're going to leave this problem at the door. So I can't bring that business in here. But now you're around here and you faking it again till you make it throughout the day. And then all of a sudden it takes one novice or something to do something to your seasoned self, and you explode and hurt somebody, but not yourself, and then nobody understand what's going on. I believe that is the dumbest thing I ever heard, is leave your problems at the door.
And we wonder why folks go postal.
Yeah, because everybody is so busy trying to dodge liability,
right,
responsibility, and accountability.
Okay.
Unacceptable.
Oh, wait a minute. Marla said, well, she said, oh, I just woke up and sick all day, migraine from HE double toothpicks. I'll jump on if you want, but not feeling well at all. That's on you, baby. If you want to come in, you can come in. If not, we could table it. You got time. You got time. Put it in the comments if you need to, because we'll go there. That's Dr. Marla, honey. She wanted to come in to give her perspective on the whole Travis Scott thing and the Astro World catastrophe and the whole demonic representation that this concert has been given. And I have to call it that myself because I'm not understanding it. As an artist myself and a director and carrying on, I love freedom of expression and creativity and things of that nature. But when you start walking on the dark side and carrying on, and your presentation is something that can potentially harm someone, that there's where I had to put the pause and put the brakes on, and I have my own thought processes on how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that we didn't get into was about the children who were allegedly injecting people at the thing. You know, they were going through inserting serum and carrying on into the people and this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, yakety. So, you know, let me add something. Because whatever that was, okay, whatever that was. All of y'all who get high.
Well, look who checked in. There you go.
I see. Okay. All of y'all who get high, why is it that it is imperative for you to let somebody else get high with you? This is your shit. Why in the fuck that you always trying to, come on, man, hit this motherfucking joint? And I say no. Oh, you being a pussy, nigga. If I say no, why is it that it is your duty to make sure I smoke with you? Or why is it is your duty?
Me. Are you serious right now?
Yeah, I am, because I'm making a point.
I'm saying, but elevation is high. High is elevation. And it's lonely at the top. They're just trying to make it to the top.
Bullshit. Fuck all that. Fuck all that, because shit is lonely. What the fuck if you know it's lonely at the top, why in the fuck you trying to get there?
It's from the earth. It's for everybody.
No, because the point that I'm making is this. I'm using weed because it's the strongest one. You know, it's the easiest one. Everybody always want to pass it around. But this motherfucker was sitting up there injecting folks.
Right.
Supposedly. Okay, that took folks out of here. Okay? That took folks out. You done put something in and injecting shit. Okay? Because why?
Okay, have you heard of these parties they're doing called farm parties?
I'm coming into that, yeah. But if it's similar to a rave party or whatever, then yeah, I'm familiar with the concept.
PHAR it's farm parties, because everybody brings 50, 100 to 100 pills and they dump them in the same bowl.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
And why do you want to do that as a group of people in a room or a concert? And that's the choice of getting high or taking yourself. Why do you need to go to another level? You know what I'm saying?
Why? What is fun about that? I've been trying to ask.
You don't know what you're taking. You don't know what you're taking.
What is fun about it? Okay, you don't know what the hell you're taking. Number one. Number two. Why would you put your body in that kind of jeopardy? On the off chance, that's Russian roulette all day. On the off chance of saying, "Oh, I'm gonna be good." Oh, I'm good. It ain't gonna fuck with me like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to understand that, because I equate all of that the same. Now, if to say those of us who drink, I'm gonna say the same thing. Okay, I will ask you now. I get my cocktail. But okay, would you like a drink? Okay, now your answer is yes or no. It's not about whether or not I'm trying to force you to drink with me. You know what I'm saying? It's yes or no. If you say no, okay, good, because shit, I really bought this for me. I was being nice, okay, and being mannerable. But I'm trying to understand that because, see, we have been conditioned to believe that this is what party is supposed to be. This is faking it till you make it. This is getting my street cred. This is a way of saying, oh, I'm cool. I'm part of the in crowd. You know, for the square, for the somebody who don't realize that he's the butt of the jokes everywhere. And they say, oh, take this. You know, and this, that, and other. How many of y'all watch All the Queen's Men, honey, on BET Plus? Huh? And y'all saw the new little dancer. He's so excited to sit down there and go shake his ass, honey. Okay, got a cute little piece on. Oh, he had a cute little piece on him, honey. Okay. But he ready to go shake his ass and take his little tail feather, honey. And the other dude dancer was like, oh, okay, you nervous? Yeah, I'm nervous. Gave him a cocktail and fucked him up to take him out the game. And that's fun. That's fun. But again, going back to what we were talking about before, as far as business is concerned, this is what we have become as far as business. Because now we're no longer about making sure that, okay, I'm in good competition. I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that I'm a part of this and that I'm competitive. No, we are mergers and acquisitions. Either we're going to do this together and you're going to do it my way because I'm coming to you with the idea, or I'm going to buy you out and force you to do it my way. I'm going to take it over. Business is all mergers and acquisitions and cutthroat. Why? And everybody's saying this is supposedly the American dream. This is what all this aspires to be. And yet these same business ones, they're the ones jumping out of buildings when the stock market crashed and couldn't put all their money in this damn stock market. They're the ones that got all kinds of ulcers and all kinds of hypertension and carrying on and high blood pressure and popping Xanaxes and got Pepto-Bismol in the desk drawer because they're stressed out and trying to make this.
Man, let me ask you this, because I'm trying to remember this. Wasn't Xanax across the counter before?
Yes, it still is.
No, it's behind the counter now, Playboy.
Oh, well, yeah. Right, okay, right.
But what I'm trying to say is, what was it originally for?
Xanax, it was a sedative. And I think wait a minute, hold on. Research department, look it up, honey. Get us what the original idea what Xanax was originally used for, because now it has become a pharmaceutical. I mean, a street pharmaceutical like Valium and carrying on. Valium has become one of those things to where shit. To say Valium is to say peppermint. Okay,
I call them the Xanny bars.
Wait, what you laughing at? I got Ed over here laughing because I said to say Xanax, honey, is to say peppermint, honey. Okay.
Xanny bars.
Wait a minute. Okay, I'm coming. DJ GK is up. I was just about to bring him in. Damn it. He done clicked out. To shoot people in the neck with poison is what it was. Sickening. Okay. Yes, completely sickening. Okay, there is nothing cute about it at all. Your body doesn't know what you're taking, i.e., don't know what type of underlying conditions one may have. Exactly. Okay, exactly.
Hey, Marley got it.
Okay. Alprazolam is used to treat anxiety and panic disorders. It belongs to a class of medications called benzodiazepines, okay, which act on the brain and the central nervous system to produce a calming effect. It works by enhancing the effects of certain natural chemicals in the body. Gobble. Okay.
Okay. Pings. So it's molecular.
Come on in here, DJ.
So it goes in. Hey, what's up, what?
What's going on, family? What's going on? How's everybody doing?
What's up?
Entertainment. What's going on? Atlanta High Radio, family. What up? What up, my brother Meech? What up, my big brother? Don't get no bigger, big rat. All
Okay.
right, so see, y'all done added the guru to this. Now you see where I'm at. I'm in the hospital. I'm in the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So Xanax, we're gonna go back to this weed thing first. All right. All right. First, we're gonna go back to this weed thing.
Take it.
Now with weed is for everybody. Yes, weed does affect people differently, as does any other drug on this earth. Okay.
Mhm.
Same thing with alcohol, all of that. It affects the mind, it affects the liver, it affects the body. It might be a good thing, it might be a bad thing. In my case, weed is a good thing. I've been smoking weed since I was 7. Yes, people, since I was 7. Okay.
Praise the Lord.
Weed has kept me from being in the hospital so many times. Weed has kept me from killing the motherfucker. Okay. So, like, weed on my level is totally different. It's a good thing for me. I love it. They tell me to drop weed, I might fight you. All right. It's like telling me you're sleeping with my girlfriend. Okay.
Well, let me put a pin there because my nephew, he had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. Okay. He's just
Weed is
now
a good thing for him too.
okay, and so his weed smoking is pain relief because none of the other things that's on the market, you know, even all of the narcotics are not strong enough or they don't last long enough. So he didn't want to be popping pills. He said marijuana and carrying on, it gives him everything that he needs to get his body regulated. I have another girlfriend of mine who has ADHD. Okay. And weed regulates her. You know, it keeps her calm. So
is this a woman? It's a woman or a man?
Woman.
Oh, okay. I know something that's going on.
I was diagnosed with ADHD as a kid, and we
diagnosed last week.
What did you just say?
They had diagnosed me with ADHD as a kid as well. Okay, and weed helped out with that. Weed helped me focus more. Weed helped me stay on track of things that I had to do. You know that shit. Majority of the time when I'm on the show with y'all and smoking weed, that keeps me calm. That keeps me high level. That keeps me at a mind state where I'm not sitting here talking about no irregular facts. You see what I'm saying?
Irregular facts. Wait a minute. We didn't say alternative facts. He said irregular facts. Hot damn. Wait a minute. New banner, honey.
Irregular facts.
New motherfucking banner. He said irregular facts. Wait.
I mean, yeah, I've seen a person smoke weed, and I mean, the stuff that they talk about, like I said, with the irregular facts, majority of the stuff that they're talking about is true, but it's the fact that they have to get to that truthful point. So, you know, it's a fact, but you just took the long ride to get into the shit. You know what I'm saying? Weed is a good thing for some people. Weed is a bad thing for some people. Weed don't do shit for other people. I got a friend right now. This motherfucker smoke weed every day and don't, nothing but keeps him calm. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, because see, but answer the question. Why is it that folks who smoke to get high always try to bring somebody else in to get high with them?
Because, like, okay, it's not the fact that we want you to be part of the in crowd or nothing like that. We feel as though like a person would be less stressed upon weed than off of weed.
So so what you're telling me is that you can't take them in their natural habitat.
Because their natural habitat may not be right.
It's right for them because it's natural. You the one that don't want to fuck with them. You trying to get them to get high with you.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just and another point is also to see how they would act off of weed. You know what I'm saying?
Right there. Right there. What the fuck is fun in that? What is fun in that? Because the
same thing as drinking. The same thing as drinking. Here.
Hey, man.
Let me go act off of this alcohol.
Wait. Okay. Alcohol's a drug. Weed's a drug. Cocaine's a drug. All of them are drugs.
Right.
The right vagina's a drug. You know, the right
Yeah,
dick.
the
Okay.
right dick is the huh?
Right, there you go. I get that. Okay, but what you just said about,
It's true.
about that,
Just to see what they do, how they act off of.
that's where
Off of
drinking
food.
games came from.
That's a what?
That's where drinking games came from for
Right,
reactions. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah.
right.
And now the games have gotten patented. You can go on Spencer's and buy these drinking games.
Hello, yes, yes, they
So
have.
those games have also been replaced. The alcohol has been replaced with marijuana,
Yeah,
and people are using like gunshot bongs.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
a big shot of liquor. You taking a whole boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is not new because see, where their board game, it's new because they're a board game now. But
Right.
back in the day,
Yeah.
when my parents had the basement parties in Canada, that's the shit that they were doing.
It was
And
creativity.
they was playing
But
bullshit.
they were doing it.
And-
They was
and-
doing it
and-
with
and-
playing cards. I remember that because I used to watch my parents do the drinking game, and they used to do it with the playing cards themselves. Like 2 would be, the numbers themselves would be the number of shots or the amount of shots that you would take. So, from 2 through 5 would be 2 shots. 5 to 10 would be 3 shots.
Brandon, it's gotten worse.
Yeah, I've seen the board games.
They took wholesome games that we grew up on and revamped them. You got Drunken Uno now in the store.
Yeah.
Monopoly.
The point that I'm making here, and I want everybody to hear me, because I know some of y'all gonna start. I see angry.
Okay, hold on. What you smoking?
Vape.
Well, you smoking a vape? Why ain't nobody smoking with you?
Because I'm in the hospital by myself.
But see, you don't need nobody to smoke with you.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to make a point. Go ahead.
Right.
Like, if it was others with me, like I got a little cousin. Shouts out KB. What up, kid? But I got a little cousin, and you know what I'm saying? Like when he started coming around me, it was just, he was already smoking weed, and he seen me pull out my vape one day, and I was hitting it, and he was like, "Yo, what is that? What does that do?" And I'm like, "Well, this has THC in it." And he was like, "THC?" I was like, "Yeah, it's just the extract of weed. That way I'm not sitting there burning the blunt, smoking up all my weed and stuff." And he was like, "Oh, well, can I try it?" So I let him try it, you know what I'm saying? Now he does this too.
So it's a Delta 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a smart dude.
Okay. But the point that I'm making, and I want to make sure that folks hear me well, because I know for y'all may try to say that I'm some kind of prude and this, that, and the other, but really I don't give 2 cents less than a damn about that.
If they do, whatever, that's their opinion. That's their opinion. Everybody got one just like they got an asshole.
Yeah, hey, Mix, free your mind, man.
Facts.
Nothing to do today.
It's Friday. You ain't got no job. You got shit to do.
The whole thing that I'm trying to get at is that we have allowed these particular kinds of activities to become normal. And going back to connect this to this whole thing with this child injecting this serum and this poison into these folks, okay, because either you thought it was fun, because this was intentional, because of course it was intentional, because you allegedly they went around jabbing these folks, and I think these are the people that died, okay. Yeah. So you did this intentionally. Why? Just to see a reaction?
Okay, you know what I'm thinking?
You can handle it and not overdose.
But no, I just learned this, Meech, and it blew me. Now you're gonna know. Do you believe it or not? They bought back PCP.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to because where I learned this from was around the music industry people, and the PCP. What they're doing now is in those type of situations, like that whole thing he was doing with that show. They're trying to doggone the PCP is supposed to make you use both sides of your mind. It puts you in a realm to where you can see and count how many dots are in the paint grooves of your wall.
Lord,
it becomes so vivid, like when they showed that black angel up there flying.
Right.
You inject the PCP in somebody, it goes straight in the bloodstream, and that black angel is right in their face talking to them.
Right, exactly. So now let's put the pieces together. You got this black angel of fire, this bird of fire, You got all of the pyromaniac and pyrotechnics and carrying on. You got this fool emerging from a cloud and all this darkness.
Yeah.
You got the low frequency subliminal messages going on throughout this particular concert. Then you got this fool coming out there.
And the low frequency was going on 6 hours before the show started.
Okay. And so now you're telling me because of all that, you injected them with the poison or whatever, the piece we're going to call it PCP for lack of a better understanding of it, so that they can experience this particular duo in all of its glory.
It's an out-of-body experience.
It's definitely an out-of-body experience. It's definitely an out-of-body experience. I can say I've tried PCP one time, and I wasn't forced into it, nothing like that. The person who actually had the PCP didn't even want me to try the shit. And I was like, shit, let me try it. It's my decision. If anything happens, shit, 911 is right there. You could drop me off at the hospital for all I care, but I want to see the effects and causes that it does to me. Some people can do that shit and they get hit.
You volunteer.
You volunteer to do it. Just like with all the drinking games and carrying on that we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The difference with all of that is
you came into one of my first Fridays, and I used to have that place packed out, and I had to walking around sticking you in your damn neck with PCP.
Okay. If we, those are different because it's like, okay, we came in here to do this. Okay. Just like the peel parties from back in the day. You got this bowl of peels, honey, and everybody, dumped all these damn peels, and you took your stupid ass up in here because you trying to be cool and just took a handful
and want to throw them down your mouth. Yeah.
Okay, and downed them because you're trying to be cool. You're trying to be in the crowd or you in the moment.
Right, and it's your first time doing that stuff. Like
chasing with them.
Right. Okay, you chasing it with jungle juice and all kinds of crazy ass cocktails. Okay,
right.
So that's a little different because you were not coerced into it. But the thing that I'm trying to make the point on, and I'm sticking to this point, is because oftentimes we say this is fun. When we say Nancy told us to just say no. So when you say no, okay, and you're around for nigga, just gonna take this. In the entertainment industry, honey, it is always a struggle because it's like you trying to get the deal or you trying to keep a deal, okay, and it becomes either this is your livelihood or you finna get the axe because you're not doing X, Y, and Z.
Because they tell you if you go to these parties, they have these mansion parties. I'm not gonna say nobody's name today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about because I hosted one. I DJ'd at one of them. So yeah, these mansion parties, and they have tables. They got one big ass table lined up with everything that you can imagine as far as the drug.
DK, hold on. But I'm talking about not what's there. We know it's there because of the level of people. But what I'm talking about is the ones that are the new invitees, the new inductees. They get in that position in them areas, and then they offer them stuff, and they tell them to their face. If you say no, you got to do something. They got to have something on you. They got to have something.
Not live through it. Yeah, of course. That's why I said what I said at the end of it. As far as if I start weeding out, take me to the hospital, or I'll call 911. I'll leave this party and dial 911 and go to the hospital, or take myself to the hospital. But if I'm not functioning well enough to go to the hospital, drop me off there. I'm not gonna say nobody's name or nothing like that. I'm not a snitch. Oh, well, how'd you get this drug? I found it. Like it's anything. So with that being said, we should want our younger generation to do so much better. And we do. because a whole lot of my younger generation, a lot of my young nephews and stuff like that, be talking about wanting to do the stuff that they see on TV or in these rap videos and all of this stuff here. And I'm like, that's not the way to go. You want to be your own person at the end of the day. Vaping does not make sense either. So you proud you got the little cousin on vaping? No, I didn't. I didn't put a gun to his head and tell him to try it. He wanted to try it. It's his decision. At the end of the day, it was his
But the
decision to
question
want.
becomes
It
this:
was his decision to continue doing it or not doing it.
the question becomes this, because see,
Put
this
that
is where,
last comment you just had up there.
huh?
Put that last comment you just had back up there. That's if you can trust the people to get there. Exactly. You would want to be around somebody you can trust. You exactly want to be around somebody you trust. That's why I love my little cousin Bill,
Here's the
because he
thing.
trusts me to do the right thing if something goes wrong with vaping or drinking or something like that.
This is where all this becomes a big jumble, because ideally, yes, you want to be around somebody you trust. Okay, ideally.
You want to be around somebody you can trust. You want to be able to do stuff around those people
But
that
here's
you
the
can trust,
problem.
regardless if it's drinking
The
or
problem with that
smoking.
statement is that you're saying you want to be, and oftentimes you think you are because you with your homies. But if they got the same mindset that you do, or what you alluded to about saying, I want to see what this motherfucker look like on this shit, how he gonna act?
Right.
Okay, what the fuck is that? Because especially if not, and because see, my daddy did this to my mama. Okay, sat down there, laced the goddamn joint with some damn mescaline. Now they were weed smokers. Okay,
You said what?
My father laced the joint with some mescaline.
Oh, why would he do such a thing?
Okay, because he wanted to see what the fuck she looked like on it.
Right, but if you're not gonna tell that person, what you're doing beforehand,
no, because
you're not giving the person a decision to want to do that or not.
What you said was, I need
I
to
want
be
to see
around
how they
somebody I
act.
could trust.
Right.
I'm with my husband.
Right, and if your husband or your wife doesn't tell you, hey, I laced this blunt, do you still want to hit it with whatever it is?
No,
then
but
that's
why
problem.
would he? But the question
That's
is,
a problem in itself because
no. You're missing a bigger point, because you're trying to rationalize it. The point that I'm making is, if the point is I want to see what the fuck you look like on this shit, why am I gonna tell you what the fuck it is? If I'm trying to see what your reaction is.
That's wrong.
And of course it's wrong. But that's
it's wrong because I didn't give you that decision to make. I just went ahead and did it.
No,
that's like me putting a gun to your head and telling you to hit it.
No, what that was is that I'm with my homies that I'm supposedly trusting. I made the decision to say, yeah, I'm gonna do it because we boys, and y'all watching y'all, and y'all saying this shit ain't gonna hurt me.
I'm giving you the decision. I'm not telling you, hey, hit this or get the fuck out, or hit this or get the fuck out, because I'm not telling you what's in this drug.
But hold on, but let me take you out this equation, because I don't want you to personalize this.
I'm not personalizing it.
I
I'm
want
just
you to
saying
personalize it, because see, because what I'm hearing is how you are in your circle, and you're the trustworthy one. Folks can come to you and they know that I'm safe in your environment. Okay,
right. But in another person,
I need to take you out of this equation because you're the anomaly here.
Yeah,
you are the anomaly. Okay, because most folks, based on what you just said, let me see what this nigga look like on this shit,
and not gonna tell you what it is.
Not going to sit down there and put one. Why do you think Mickeys are so that way? Why do you think date rape drugs are so popular? Because I didn't tell you I laced the goddamn drink so I could fuck you.
Right.
I didn't tell you that. I just said drink this. It's gonna calm you down.
And that's wrong. That's all the way wrong.
So this is where we are. You being the one who is the sensible one, I got to take you out that equation, because in your world, you see, I'm the loyal one. I could say that with me. I know me. I'm the designated driver when we go out. I'm not the one who likes to get to drink because somebody got to be in their right mind.
I'm the designated
Okay,
driver when we go out too. Like I don't
exactly.
drink. You
Because
know,
you're
all I
the
do is smoke my
like
weed.
I'm saying, you're the responsible one. So you know you, and
Right,
all of your responses are necessary. Don't take it personally because all of
right,
your responses are based on you knowing your surroundings. You're the trustworthy one.
right.
But we got to take you out of that because most folks ain't us.
Yeah,
Most folks ain't us. So they're
you're
gonna
right.
sit down there. Let me see what the fuck you look like on this shit. So that they can sit down there and say, ha 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 ha, nigga, you blacked out. You did this. You pissed all everywhere. You pissed on yourself. Ha 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 ha. I use a
Right,
ha 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 ha.
right, right, right.
You know, and that bullshit. And
Yeah,
and,
and
and,
that's
and
wrong.
what is the fun in
It
that?
is no fun in that. It is no fun in that because you're endangering somebody's life who trusted you with their life. And you're right, it's wrong. So let me put myself in in the untrustworthy section real quick, okay?
Okay, let me hit your point.
Now, here you go, Meech. Hit this vape. It ain't gonna do nothing to you. It ain't gonna harm you or nothing like that. Here, try this. I'm not telling you try this because I want to see what you look like off of it. I want to see how you go react off of it and stuff like this. This is your scenario. This is your scenario.
I got
Okay?
okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is your scenario. Here you go, Meech. Hit this vape.
Now I say, nah, I'm good.
And then me again being this untrustworthy person that's supposed to be the trustworthy person because you're hanging around me. Oh man, well if you don't want to do this, you know what I'm saying? How can I trust you to be around me?
Nigga, I said I'm good because that ain't my bag. I don't need all that. I'm good with my cocktail.
You good with your cocktail, but man, look, this right here ain't gonna hurt you. This right here it's all right.
Like, dude, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead and try it. You gonna be all right. You gonna be all
But I'm
right.
good.
Nah, you gonna be all right. Here, hit this shit.
But
Hit
I'm
this.
good.
Nah, you good. Here, hit this.
Man,
Now, just all that.
do something, man.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Now see, that's my friend. That's my friend helping me amp you up to want to hit this shit. Here,
Exactly. And
hit
so
this.
now you created a peer pressure moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I'm strong enough to walk away and say, fuck y'all, I'm gone. I can bounce. But somebody
But the next
who
person ain't
is
gonna be that strong. They're gonna
impressionable,
be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna hit that shit. You know what
right?
I'm saying?
The person who is impressionable, the person who is trying to fit in,
Mm-hmm.
okay, the person that y'all targeted because he's a geeky one in the crowd or whatever, you're trying to make him cool or whatever. He think he's finna get his cool points and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the little youngster who think he growing up because he around it, you know, now he think he cool and grown. All of
Right.
that will make them say, "Oh, okay, I'm good." And
Right.
you ain't said nothing about. Okay, you just said this is a vape. You didn't tell me this is THC in there.
Right,
You just said this
exactly. You
is
see
a
what I'm
vape.
saying? I'm that person.
So
I'm
I
that
don't know
person.
what it
I
is because
became that scenario
what
out of
I
that
hear on the
person.
TV is vaping. It's just water. That's supposed to be just smoke. It's just water.
Bullshit.
No,
I
Vapes,
no.
know.
vapes were created by cigarette companies to boost their sales back up from so many people across the country that stopped smoking.
Boom. That stop
Right.
smoking. And then when I find out,
It's
because I
another
was
liquid I can
listening.
put in here that's not THC based. That's just they got different types of liquids. They got the THC liquid, they got your nicotine liquids, and they also
Right.
have a liquid that is salt based.
Yeah. But and those are the ones that everybody think they're doing because you're vaping.
Right.
Okay. And that ain't no. Okay. When I found out that the damn things had tobacco, I was I was at a bus stop. This was what, maybe two or three, no, maybe 4 years ago. I'm at the bus stop, right?
Now let
And
me
the
make it clear.
dude,
This has no nicotine in it because I don't smoke cigarettes.
okay, that's fine. But what it did, what threw me off was dude sitting up here vaping his ass off, right? And the girl was like, I thought you quit smoking. He said, yeah, I did, but this is just it's just a vape. She said, well, what you vaping? Oh, it's tobacco in the can. She said, tobacco in the vape. Well, why don't you just get a damn cigarette?
Because the stick is more harsh. With a vape, it's a different percentage. Like all of them have different percentage. Like you got
But
from the ranges
he
of
tried to make that make
5%
sense.
all the way up to I want to say 100%, but I don't think it's
He tried to
100%.
make that make sense, and it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense
It
because he
doesn't
was
make
just
sense. If
smoking
you are
cigarettes.
trying to stop smoking, what the hell are you doing with tobacco?
he's smoking
You
cigarettes
didn't
still.
say that
But
that this was a tool that I'm using to stop smoking. You
yeah,
said I quit smoking, but yet you vaping tobacco. You ain't quit smoking.
right. You're weaning yourself off of quitting smoking because
If he had
the
said that, I'd have bought that.
of
You know.
the percentage of what you start off with as far as the cigarettes is probably about like when it comes to a vape, the equivalent of a vape. If I quit smoking cigarettes and I switch to a vape that still has nicotine in it, then that vape would have to be equivalent to it. So it would probably be about like how many cigarettes you smoke a day? Oh, I smoke a pack a day. Okay, we're here to take this 32% nicotine based vape
Right.
liquid that you can vape off of. Now, with that being said, you don't want to go higher in the percentage. You want to work yourself down to the lowest percentages possible, all the way down to zero, where it has no nicotine in it at all and it's just flavor.
Okay.
But if a person's not doing that, and they're still they done went from a 35% and now you done went over there to their house, let's say a month later, 2 months later, and you're looking at these vapes and you're looking at the bottles and stuff, and the first bottles that you seen when you was around him had 30% on them, and now the new ones that he got 65% on them. Now you're not smoking cigarettes no more, my friend. You're smoking Black and Mouse.
Well, how about that? Okay. And see, again, the education, and a lot of folks don't understand the education in all of that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand the education,
Yeah,
and
it's
when
fundamental.
when it gets down to all these percentages and carrying on and what it is, it's just like with alcohol, honey. Everybody know that you want at least 40 proof. Okay, if you're trying to get to what you want, at least 40 proof. Okay,
Right. And
if
when I
you
used
got
to
80
drink,
proof, it's you know damn well that's gonna be the tea.
I was just about
Okay,
to say, when I was drinking, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ray to tell you shit, clear alcohol was my shit. Vodka was my shit. All right. And I'm sitting up there
okay,
drinking 80 proof. My brothers will tell you, I used to buy bottles that was 100 proof vodka, and that's real hard
right,
to get nowadays,
right. It
you know,
really,
but
yeah.
it
You got
really
to get
is.
that damn near underground, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I got connects that where I can still, if I was still drinking, that hey, I want to get a bottle of vodka, but I want the real shit. I want my strong shit. You know what I'm saying? I want me. They go come out with this 100 proof, or they go come out with the 95 proof or the 90 proof vodka. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the time when you go to liquor store, the highest you'll probably see, I think, is 80% 9 days. You know,
okay.
so
So yeah,
that's like taking two bottles straight to yourself.
right, exactly.
And
So
I'm not talking about no regular small fifths or anything like that. I'm talking about the big boy bottles. And you're sitting up here, I'm drinking 100 proof. So I know that I'm on a higher drinking level than anybody else. Like I
right,
used to outdrink all my friends. I used to outdrink all my friends. You hear me? It was only one person that I could say beat me to this day when it came to drinking games, and he outdrunk me, and that was because I got big headed. I
okay,
got I got big headed, and I wanted to sit here and have this drinking game with him and be drinking 100 proof vodka. So now I'm outside, butt ass naked, drunk as fuck, hugging a tree in my boxers, talking about how I love my girlfriend, and it's supposed to be this tree that I'm hugging on. You see what I'm saying? So,
right. Right.
whew.
For them to sit down there and say, "Oh, the nigga, you," so they can have
Right.
a story to tell.
So they could have a story to tell later on down in life, talking about, oh yeah, you was fucked up. You remember that night? Yeah, I remember that night like it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, I may have been fucked up, but like I said, I'm on a higher level of drinking. So, granted, yeah, I'm drunk and I can't really function like I would normally do. Is because I overexceeded my own limit.
Right.
And there's a lot of people who drink and they want to keep, once they get to their limit, they want to keep drinking and overexceed their limit.
Because, darling, we always told, "Oh, you can't hang. You can't hang."
Exactly. And that's how it's
Okay.
and that's
Drop that mic. I hope you enjoy.
how
Oh,
I'm a flirt. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Okay. She said, "What? but hugging the tree is not what I want to remember, right?
Exactly. Hugging a tree ain't what I want to remember neither, sweetheart. But let me tell you something. That right there was a true story in itself.
You know, and I'm sure we all have our horror stories and carrying on because this is called
I
life
tried to
experience.
outdrink a Mexican for crying out loud. You know
You
how
know,
hard it is to try and outdrink a Mexican? These
hello,
motherfuckers were born with vodka in their mouth,
oops,
was born
okay,
with tequila on their breath.
well,
So me trying to outdrink a Mexican on the drinking game, yeah, like I said, that was my own fault. That was me thinking that I got big headed thinking that, oh, I'm unbeatable in this world.
right,
And finally got kicked
okay,
out of my ass. And like I said, outside hugging a tree, butt ass naked. Well, not butt naked. I was in my boxers. It was around this time right here, time of year right here, where it was nice and cool outside. But I'm so intoxicated that the weather doesn't phase me. I'm hotter than the weather itself outside. So this weather is actually keeping me at a sense where I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for? Dehydrated,
yeah, I was
OD.
just,
You know what I'm saying? Like on that stage to where I could basically lose my own life and my liver could shut down on me. So me actually going outside and hugging a tree in the cold was a good thing.
Y'all keep talking. I'll be right back.
he said, but
Okay.
boxers, as long as they were clean, you was okay.
Oh yeah, they was definitely clean. They was definitely
All I
clean.
need a nap.
They were definitely clean.
I'm gonna take him down for a minute till he come back.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, so that there is where we are as far as these particular games and stuff are concerned, because I'm having uh I'm the quandary that I have with it is that in the name of having fun and in the name of you know, we try to say that this is young folks doing all this, but folks in my age bracket are still doing all this old crazy ass shit with the young folks calling
Trying
themselves
to
trying
be
to stay
cool, trying to be
relevant.
down.
Yeah, trying to stay young and youthful and all this old bullshit. And I
Right.
told them, I said, child, youth is not the fountain of youth, honey. Okay, the young children
The
ain't got the
fountain of youth
fountain,
is your mind and what you do to destroy your body and what you're doing to destroy your body.
but
The
then
fountain
some
of youth
folks have
is
been
your
doing it
mind.
for so long to where the body is. They've gotten to the point now. You know, this is why cirrhosis of the liver and stuff is a thing, because folks have been doing it for so long to where
Mhm.
now their body has become dependent upon it. Okay, I saw
Exactly.
there was a comment up in here. Miss Kendall said that their son is addicted to marijuana. And a lot of folks don't think that you could become addicted to weed, honey. I was like, I watched my father. My father was.
I'm not gonna say I'm
Okay.
addicted. I'm not gonna say that I'm addicted to weed, but like I said, I smoke weed because it helps me. But I can understand where they're coming from as far as being addicted to weed. Now, being addicted to something means that you spend majority of your time and effort to get that drug or get that alcohol and keep up with it
Addiction
and maintain
means
it.
that you are no longer in control.
Thank you. And that's what I was about to say. That's
Anytime,
what I was getting to. You're no
anything
longer
that
in
takes
control.
control of you is an addiction, whether it is drugs, alcohol, sex, food, spending money, love, um, codependency.
Mm,
Okay. And that's a
right.
big one. Codependency, honey. Oh my God. That's a big
Gambling,
one
all kinds of
that
stuff.
doesn't get diagnosed because a lot of folks feel as though, you know, they are in a space that they're doing the right thing. And I'm gonna say this because a lot of codependency is a lot of these Jesus children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because they will WWJD you all the time. And then they get caught up in trying to be a good Christian. Okay. And et cetera, et cetera. That, you know, low self-esteem, looking for love in all the wrong places, think they done found the love of their life or whatever.
Yeah.
Or when you want to be romantic, and this is something I learned about myself, when you think you want to be romantic with someone and all they want is friendship. So
Yeah.
in order for you to salvage the friendship, what you end up doing is overcompensating by trying to be the best friend you can be. Okay. And basically, you done made your life theirs. Everything
Right.
about you is revolving around them. Okay.
Right.
Hell, your heartbeat, honey. Shit. If they were to go take a shit, honey, you was there to supply the toilet paper.
Right.
Okay. And that there, I know it all too well because that's part of my story. Not understanding that I was dealing with a lot of low self-esteem issues because I wanted to be the best friend possible. Because I don't take the word friend loosely. Okay.
Right.
Not understanding that I was putting and doing myself a lot of harm because I have made you dependent on me. So now when I got frustrated with it, because now you're asking me to do shit at an inopportune time, or you trying to guilt me into doing some shit,
Right.
and I don't feel like doing it, rather than tell you no, I end
Right.
up doing it anyway, putting my shit on the back burner. Or if I tell you no, what the song say, me telling you no the first time, honey, is like I've never said yes. Now all of a sudden you go blowing up and it becomes a whole big to-do. Man, what the fuck is this? All the 16,142 times I done said yes, I said no one time, bitch, and the world ended? Really?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand?
It hurts my heart that you
Sucking
say
you
no.
up.
It hurts my heart that you say no. Even just that one time, because now I feel like I did something wrong to you. And that's not the case. Sometimes it could just be that person saying no because hell, they're trying to change their lifestyle or their way of being, the way of living and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel you. I feel you 100%.
And that's where we are in a lot of this, because people they refuse to recognize it. They refuse to recognize it. A lot of children sit up there, we done got into, I'm gonna tell you one of the biggest things or mantras that we have in this world that is not 100% true. And that is, you can have and be anything that you put your mind to.
Of course.
It sounds fabulous, and we know it, and I understand what you're trying to say, but let's listen at the verbiage of that. Because there's too many of us black folks who think that we're supposed to be white and wish that we could be white and I could change my skin tone. Okay.
Right.
There are many of us
they would rather claim a white nationality.
Right.
They would claim a white nationality and say, yes, I'm white because my own culture acts very ignorant. So now I want to be this white person because they don't act ignorant. They don't do this. They don't do that, which is not true.
We have people who want when they're in love relationships and carrying on. This is where obsession and stalking come into place. If I can't have you, then no one else can, because now you have been set up to believe that if I put my mind to it, that I could have this. You done prayed for it, then ask God to send it to you. Okay. And now it's in your face and they say they don't want you. Now you're going to make them want you because you say God said he's mine or she's mine. Okay. So now it becomes this whole big old to-do because you was told that I can have anything that I want.
Right.
Okay. And that is one of the biggest misconceptions that we still say it to this day. I mean, hell, I even say it still because I understand what I'm trying to say, but word for word, that is the biggest fallacy that we tell folks, because we don't want to accept limitations. We don't want to accept that. Listen, how about this? We'll sit down and say, what God has for you is for you. Okay. Then at the same time say, well, you can have any and everything that you want. All you got to do is work for it and believe in it, honey. You can have it. Right. Okay. Then we'll sit there and say the same thing. Oh, it's not your time. Oh, well, I didn't get it. Well, it's not your season for it. Exactly. So three different messages that sits down there and send folk into a whirlwind if they're not pulled together. And if you take it at face value, they contradict one another. But if you know, if you understand it and know how to discern or this, that, and other, you understand the point, the main point in it, right? We all
Yeah.
know that in order to get anything in this world, you have to work for it. You have to work for it. You also
Sometimes
have
you
to
gotta work.
understand that not
Sometimes
everything
you
is
gotta
for
work
you.
twice as hard for what you want
You know, not
because you already
everything
working
is
for it
for
and you're
you.
not getting to what you want. So now you gotta work twice as hard to get to it. And
Okay.
now me working twice as hard to get to it has made me addicted to this cause of wanting to get what I want.
Okay. Okay. What you say, Miles? The same ending. Okay. Same ending. If God don't want you to have it, you ain't getting it. Right. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So what we have here, but see, when we take all that at face value, okay, this is why we have folks who come up with a lot of church hurt and wanting to you know, get away from church settings and carrying on, not want to deal with church people and not want to pray and all that kind of stuff. Don't want to believe because I believe that I was supposed to have this. I believe that this house was mine. Y'all told me if I was faithful in it, I gave my offering, I gave my tithes. Okay.
Right.
And God showed me a vision. I saw this house in my dreams. This house was supposed to be mine. And now you telling me that, oh, well, God told me I couldn't have it. And the preacher prophesied over me and told me I was getting a new house and blah, 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 blah. See, we get all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all of that. And folks are not, they refuse to do the work and they refuse to look at it in the natural sense as well. It's one thing to sit down there and to be spiritually minded and walk in faith.
Right.
Walk by faith and not by sight. At the same time, you know what the hell your reality is. And it's up to you to sit down there and say, okay, Lord, whatever your will is if this is mine, then so be it. If it's not, then show me where I'm supposed to go. Order my footsteps to where I'm supposed to be. Now that there is somebody who understands and is connected to what they believe is their higher power. Okay. But most folks who are new to it, most folks who don't believe it, most folks who think it's a bunch of crock, they'll sit down there and say, see, I told you that shit don't work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
again, it goes to the idea of that message of you can have and be anything you want to as long as you put your mind to it and work hard. I don't care how hard I work, honey. I'm not going to be a white man. How about this? I'm not going to be a white woman. Ooh.
Oh.
I don't care how much I got Donna Reed, honey. Okay. In my psyche and in my crawl, honey. I don't care how much of a blonde wig I put on. I don't care how many blue contacts and carrying. I don't care how much lightning cream I put on. Okay. It's still not going to make me a white woman. I don't care how hard this is. How hard I dream, imagine. I would probably be her in my dreams, sitting back, eating bonbons, honey, watching my favorite soap operas while my husband, honey, is working at the Fortune 500 company. And we have all of this. And I'm going to go donate to charity. And I'm going to, all the little fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And carrying on that, a lot of folks have attributed to what white women are supposed to be about.
Right.
So I don't get, but we are in this particular frame of mind that we got to do something to try to change it. Or what we have to do is change the language, because the points that are made are valid. We get what the points are, but we have to make it clear. We have to make it clear, because the disappointment is, how they say, believing, if you believe your dream, all your dreams will come true. You can work harder, you can make your dreams come true. Well, honey, some dreams are just dreams.
So yes, some of them
dreams are just
dreams.
Some
of them really dreams. Some of them are just an illusion.
How about that? Because my word was going to be fantasy, but I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because some folks live in the fantasy. Mm-hmm. They won't take the rose-colored glasses off. They want to live in this fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay. They want to live there. Black Republicans are some of the ones who I think live in that reality from what I see. Because, darling, There is no way you're going to tell me that your conservative views match up to a white Republican conservative. There's no way you could tell me that, because a white Republican conservative is going all the way back to before women can vote. They want women at home and in the kitchen. They don't want women working, which means if they're going back before that time, honey, that means we didn't have the power to vote and we were still second-class citizens legally. Okay, so these folks, so a lot of time I understand their plight. I understand when they say I'm not a victim. I don't want to be treated like a victim and carry on. I'm above the system. I believe in the American dream. I worked hard. I'm able to do this. I pick myself up by my bootstraps. Yes, I'm a hardworking person. Don't judge me based on my color. Judge me by my merit and carrying on. I get all that. I get all that.
Judge me by my appearance. Judge me by my money.
I agree with them wholeheartedly with that. At the same time, ooh, there we go. Woo, Marla, stop, girl. Barefoot and pregnant, make America great again.
Barefoot and pregnant.
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Right there. So a lot of times, folks live in the fantasy because it's easy. Let me tell you something. Folks live there because it's easy.
Yeah.
Doing the work, honey, is always hard. Doing the work is always hard.
And they don't hard work. They want that shit to be easy. They want that shit to be handed to them on a plate and be like, here you go.
But look at the society that we've created. See, a lot of that is ushered in now. Okay. My generation is the last generation of hard work. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. And I know you're looking crazy.
No, because I'm about to ask you which generation is that? Because
I'm a 70s baby.
Okay, so are we talking about 75 or before 5?
I'm saying I'm a 70s baby, so take that from 1970 to 1980. That whole 10-year span.
I'm an 80s baby. I mean, I feel as though half of the 80s generation is the last of hard workers. So I'm
gonna give you that to a point, because half of y'all were raised by us, because that means I was an older brother, and part of the shit that we sat down there and did, we taught y'all the way we were taught.
Yeah, I was born. So this year, I learned to work at the age of 10. I started doing mechanic work at the age of 10. So hard working is bestowed in me, because my father left me to work on a truck by myself for the very first time at the age of 10.
But he left me to work, and we still had apprenticeship programs. We still had wood shop and stuff in school. Okay, we had that kind of stuff. Okay, we had junior achievement, which was a business class. That was business to where you learn how to do DECA. I forgot what DECA stand for, but that there was what we had in school. Okay, you went to we had accounting classes in high school. You learned how to do bookkeeping and stuff in high school. That was part of the curriculum. Now
I had stock classes in junior high school, so my 7th, 8th, and 9th grade year, you know what I'm saying? I was learning how to make boxes, like subwoofer boxes and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And desk out of wood, and that was all in my junior high years.
When microwaves came into existence full time, when cable television came into existence full time, when the computer,
cordless phones, well, not cordless phones, but just push button phones themselves, because like your 70s, I'm an 80s. I remember the rotary phones. I thought
it was cute. I used to think it was cute because my grandmother she had the one on the wall that was the handheld one, versus the big box. She had one. I thought that was always cute.
Right. I used to think that shit was so fun, dialing somebody's number and spinning that motherfucker around. And if I did it wrong, I had to hang up and start over.
Right. Okay. Now the whole thing of it is, when the computer became a household item, then all of a sudden we started getting everything quick. okay, we started getting everything quick. Okay,
That's what the world
parents,
changed. That's when the world
when
really changed.
the
The
whole
world really
idea,
changed when computers became a household item. They changed when televisions became colorful.
24 hours, no, not colorful. When television became 24 hours,
Right, because I
it
remember that
started
too.
going off.
I remember that too. Cause before I had a black and white TV as a kid at the age of 3, and I remember these non-color TVs where you had to turn the dials and you couldn't actually turn it on the exact number. You had to turn it in between the numbers to get the channel that you really wanted. And then, like you said,
Because you
yeah,
wanted a UHF
yeah,
channel.
yeah, yeah. And you
Wait a minute,
had
did
to
you just work me for
actually.
that? Did you just work me for that in between?
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Remember them days. I remember them days. I'm a real 80s baby. Like, and sometimes I don't even classify myself as an 80s baby. I classify myself as a 70s baby because I look at it as, okay, from now listen to my logic, okay? Listen to my logic. From 80, well, from 75 to 85 makes you a 70s baby, right? Because
Okay.
because you're still learning from that era from 5 years ago on down to the next 5 to the next 10. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So
Hmm.
instead of it being 70 to 80 and that's your 10 and that makes you a 70s baby is not true. See, if you was born before 75, that makes you a 60s baby because you know about stuff that happened from 65 on up.
No, I'm a 1970. I'm born March 4th, 1970, and I came here right
Mhm.
on 70.
So
So,
that makes you a 60s baby and not a 70s baby. Now me,
well,
I'm a 70s baby because from 75 to 85, I knew about the stuff from 75 on down.
okay.
I
I'm
was
gonna let you
still
have your
trapped in that
logic
era.
because you said
I
this
was
is
still
your
trapped
logic.
in that transitional era because yes, every 10 years there's something new going on. But if you
Yeah.
really look at it in that 10-year era, something new drops after that in between that era. So like once it hits 75, then oh now the color TVs are out and you don't have to worry about using the dial anymore. You can just push a button and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying?
I see where you are, but I'm gonna let you have your logic because you said this is yours.
And
Okay.
then
Well, I'm
85
going to
on
stick
down to
to
95 was the era where, okay, 75 to 85, we're going to go to clothing. That'll make something a lot better. The bell-bottom jeans and the corduroy pants and all of that, that was a fad. But as soon as 85 to 95 hit, now you got the baggy jeans and the hip hop era and the the big clothes and stuff. And then from 95 on to 2005, you've got well dressed clothes, you know what I'm saying? Not tight jeans or skinny jeans or anything like that, but just well dressed clothes, you know?
I'm like
Mhm.
again, I'm gonna say I'm gonna let you have that because you said this is your logic and it makes sense to you.
Yeah, it just
I'm going to still stick with mine because on
yeah.
everything changed on the tens because the tens
Mhm.
started the new decade. Now a generation is every 20 years. So every 20 years is considered to be a generation.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So
From my,
uh
I think I'm supposed to be what, Generation X?
I don't know, child. I've don't
Right.
know.
I don't even remember anymore. I don't
Okay.
even remember some
Because
anymore.
I think whatever the Pepsi
Then
generation
like
was supposed to be done, but we whatever we were,
Millennial Babies was from what?
whatever. I don't know,
Millennium
and I
Babies
don't
was
care.
from 2000 on up. So you got your millenniums from 2000 to 2010, and then you got your, I don't know what it would be classified as from
Who
2000,
knows?
but you know,
Whatever.
yeah,
Okay.
that
um,
blew my mind back then too, like Generation X.
all of that is all of that. The point is that when we changed and things got a little hectic and carrying on, now we're in a world now to where we only have ourselves to thank for it. We
Right.
only have ourselves to thank because this here is what we've ushered in. Okay,
Mhm.
we've ushered this in. We've ushered this in under the guise of free speech. We ushered this in under the guise of freedom of expression. We ushered this in, and then what we did was usher it in and did not let it have a consequence. See, a lot of things that folks want to do shit, but they forget that for every action, there's a corresponding and equal
Reaction.
reaction.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's a consequence for this shit.
Every
Okay,
time.
and
Every time.
oftentimes we don't consider the consequences.
Nope.
Okay, we don't consider that. Look at this thing here. We have allowed ourselves to where radio and the FCC have allowed to sit down here and I got to give you a radio edit of a song and it still got all the bleeps in it.
Yeah. Yeah. But now,
That's
it's been.
dumb.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I remember that. I
That is
remember that
dumb.
because before it used to just be the regular song and they just block out that word. But now you have to have a radio edit, a TV edit version, which is quote unquote your radio edit version. And the TV version doesn't add up with your radio version because now you can change these words over. Like, what's that one song that was so famous not too long ago? Throat Baby. Throat Baby.
Don't you start no shit with me.
Throat Baby. Now, if you listen to the original version of that song, which is not the radio edit, but the
Right.
original version, you know, you get to that hook, and everybody knew that hook. Let a young man come play in your throat, deep stroke your throat till I make you choke. And then I'm sitting in the car one day, and honest to God, this was months later because I had always just heard the explicit version and not the radio version. So when sitting in the car and I'm listening to the radio stations on the car, because I really don't do that no more, and I'm listening to it and I'm singing the song and I'm going with the song because yeah, this is my jam, you know what I'm saying? Woo woo woo. And they said what they said, and I still to this day, these words to this day, it's like, what? Like I literally had to pull the car over and be like, what the fuck did he just say? Because that shit did not make no that it didn't make
Right,
no
and that's
sense.
what we said is entertainment now, and what it is. I don't want to sound again, not trying to sound like a prude, because it's not like we didn't have that kind of music before.
Right.
Okay, but a lot of the stuff that we had a lot of it was double entendre. You said one thing, but it had a little dirty little second little meaning. I be stroking. That's what I be doing. Okay, hell, let me be your candy liquor, honey. Okay, that's Marvin Cease, honey. Let me be your candy liquor. Okay, that's shit. Okay, eating ain't cheating. Okay, that's a song. But we also had an adult thing to where it was adult only, and only adults could buy that shit. Okay, and it was the part I remember when the record store was a part. You had to go behind the little psychedelic curtains and shit. The beaded curtains and all that to buy that kind of stuff.
Right.
But now we have allowed that to be standardized stuff. That this is what we said. But I said all that to say the times are changing. And the way the times have changed, we only have ourselves to thank for it because we've allowed it. We've allowed these particular changes to become normalized. And we become desensitized to all of this to where now it becomes, what do we do? When we let reality television come into play, when the talk shows stopped being talk shows and started becoming Fight Central, everybody wanted to get on Jerry Springer to fight and to expose shit and carrying on. To fight and things. And for those who did not believe that shit was set up on Jerry Springer, I said that don't make sense. Why is it they ringing the bell like they're finna get into a fight ring? Ding, ding, ding. Okay,
Exactly.
no, that was the stupidest shit. But Jerry
Or
got
how
paid.
about
I wasn't mad at
or
his. I wasn't mad at him.
how about when World Star first came about? And as soon as somebody pulled out their cell phone, they're screaming World Star, and it's supposed to be a
Right,
fight going on as soon as you hear
right.
it. somebody 3 Mile World star. Like, come on.
Right. Okay, but this is what we said is entertaining. We become very barbaric and going back to medieval times and carrying on. But that's because we have lost a sense of what humanity really is. And I really believe it's because a lot of people are begging and thirsting for a better way. They don't know what to do.
Mm-mm.
They don't know what to do. So in not understanding what to do, it becomes an issue. So
Yeah.
with that, I think I'm gonna talk myself out because my throat is getting dry. And I'm going to shut this down. My ass is hurting in this chair, and I've been sitting here too long, honey. I'm going to get up and stretch out just for a minute. We got Donut Factory tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon, so I got to get my mind prepared. I haven't been to work in 2 weeks, so which means I don't have a paycheck coming.
Ooh, shame on you.
I
Shame on
know,
you.
I was
But
in Detroit
I
with my
put you in
mom.
the same things because like I started up my I started up a new page, ladies and gentlemen, but you can also find it under DJ GK, which is on Twitch, but it's my gaming page. It's for gamers, and I haven't been on that in about since I've been here in the hospital. You might as well say it's probably been like about 3 weeks now. And I'm definitely, when I get out of here, I have to get back onto it because like I said, it's a gaming page, it's for gamers, So yeah, I feel you. And hell, supposed to be a new check that's supposed to be rolling in, and I'm not getting the check neither. So I feel you.
Okay. So with that being said, my darlings, we're going to let you guys get back into your world. I did not run any commercials today because, darling, quite frankly, I did not feel it. Can I just say that? Okay. Yeah. I just didn't feel it. And what we were talking about, I just felt did not require us to have to take a break at that particular point. So having said all that, honey, listen, you may finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished. And you've been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech and the big guy, Ally Honey, Big Red, and also our special guest up in here. This is the DJ GK.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So listen, honey, if you love us,
facts, with my irregular facts, okay.
If you love us, tell all of your friends, honey. But if you hate us, you can tell all of your motherfucking enemies, honey. But do know this.
Exactly.
Everything that we're doing over here, in any way, shape, style, form, or fashion, everything that we're doing will move forward. So until the next time, my darlings, honey, we will be with you one more time, one more again, one more everything, honey, in the absence of my Aunt Nikki, who I'm concerned about, honey, because she hasn't been feeling well.
Shouts out to
I
Nikki.
got to
Hope
make
you
sure
feel
she
better,
gets
love. Hope
okay.
you feel better, Nikki. Don't let me find out you up here with me because I'm gonna come to whatever floor you on and visit you now.
Okay, right. So on that note, my loves, honey, we're gonna say good night and until the next time, honey. And scene. What's gonna play? The closer? Is it gonna play? Hello, close.
Is it good?